Hey everybody, sorry about that. I'm taking care of some of the shredding business. My staff years ago gave me this mega shredder, and it's very cathartic sometimes to just shred and shred and shred and get it out of your system. So maybe that's a perfect lead-in today for another Friday with Father Scott. And here we are so close to the great season of Lent. Next Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, and we have a communion service early on the day. We have a school liturgy in the morning. We have Mass at noon for the general public and a Mass at 7 for the general public. So it's a great time to recommit to being faithful to the gospel and turning away from sin. So how apropos that we have on this 8th Sunday in Ordinary Time, this beautiful gospel. So I'm going to go ahead and read it and then just have a little discussion. Jesus told his disciples a parable. Again, we're continuing our journey with Luke. Can a blind person guide a blind person? Will not both fall into a pit? No disciple is superior to the teacher, but when fully trained, every disciple will be like his teacher. Why do you notice the splinter in your brother's eye, but do not perceive the wooden beam in your own? How can you say to your brother, "Brother, let me remove that splinter in your eye," when you do not even notice the wooden beam in your own eye? You hypocrite. Remove the wooden beam from your own eye first. Then you will see clearly to remove the splinter in your brother's eye. A good tree does not bear rotten fruit, nor does a rotten tree bear good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. For people do not pick figs from thorn bushes, nor do they gather grapes from brambles. A good person out of the store of goodness in his heart produces good, but an evil person out of the store of evil produces evil. For from the fullness of the heart, the mouth speaks. The gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. I just think how profound that gospel is. And I've always liked it. I think in the moments when I get caught up in my own judging of others, that gospel comes to mind so often because, oftentimes it's a splinter that I'm trying to remove from the other, and it's the beam that affects me, and we're blinded by it. And the gospel begins today with, can a blind person lead a blind person? No. We know the obvious answer to that, and the answer is no, they can't, because they both will fall into a pit. And so Jesus has a powerful teaching for all of us to look in that proverbial mirror of the gospel, and what do we see? Do we see the beam? Or are we trying to pick out the speck without kind of doing the internal review that we need to do in light of the gospel that Jesus shares with each and every one of us? So here we are, the 8th Sunday, just a couple of days before the great season of Lent. There's a lot of things to get ready for. The rice bowls are going out, so we invite you to take a rice bowl out, put it in the center of the table, and be faithful to that. The little black books are going out. Take one. Again, 6 minutes a day is the commitment we ask for there. We're also asking people to read. There's a little thing in the bulletin about moments of prayer when we intentionally stop everything around 10 o'clock and think about the poor and the marginalized, the people on the fringes, the people that need more than just prayer, but our attention and our action to help them. So a number of things to kind of motivate us during the great season of Lent, and then other things too, like fish fries and other things that we can do to be involved in the life of the parish. Maybe to attend Mass a little more frequently, or make a phone call and come in and say, "Well, Scott, I want to go to confession," or whatever. So just to take care of ourselves spiritually during the season of Lent. It really is about removing the beam in our life. And we do that by, I think, being considerable, taking time to consider all things, but look at our own life in light of the gospel. So, ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again, keep a close eye out on your neighbors and your friends. Check on them. Just be sure that everybody's okay. A lot of prayer needed in the world these days, especially in Europe. The nation, I think, the world is holding its collective breath. And I'm kind of waiting to see what Pope Francis has to say about what's going on in the Ukraine. This is about their life as a nation. Did you all know it's the second largest landmass of a country next to Russia? And they've suffered over the years. So time for a lot of prayer and deep reflection. So again, 8th Sunday in Ordinary Time, prayers. Check on your friends. And until we meet again, God's blessing on you and yours. Take care.